Crossguard is a mid-weight, setting-agnostic system with the following goals. Immersion. Fun, meaningful choices. Exciting, impactful outcomes. 4, fast, and 5, flexible. Let's talk about those in a bit more detail. Goal 1. Immersion. In Crossguard, you don't pick a class. Instead, you build a character by choosing their stats, skills, and niches. It's freeform, but the character building system guides players towards fun-to-play, believable characters. Your character can specialize, but they always pick up other skills along the way, just like real people. Because of the way the core resolution system works, your character's aptitudes really count. They directly contribute not just to your likelihood of success, but to the chances of each level of success. There are no filler abilities cluttering your sheet, or meta resources to distract you from the fiction. Powers, like the ability to read minds, shapeshift, or control an element, feel rare, limited, and special. You can't just multi-class to become a healer. That's the stuff of miracles. Harm is impactful and reflects reality. A battle of attrition is possible, but it's always better to use cunning, coordination, and tactics to set yourself up for a singularly climactic blow. Just like our favorite fictional stories, the fight should build to a crescendo. And the freeform reaction system means you can react on the fly to pretty much anything. You don't have to just stand there while something terrible is happening that you want to try and stop. Goal 2. Fun, meaningful choices. In Crossguard, modifiers are plentiful and often stack with each other, giving players a myriad of ways to influence their odds of success. Exerting allows you to boost any check or action. You choose what roles are most important to you. Managing fatigue and choosing when to push yourself is a key part of any Crossguard session. If you're in a dungeon crawl, you might want to pace yourself, but if the stakes are high, you can go all out. You can even keep exerting to offset the penalties of exhaustion. Goal 3. Exciting, impactful outcomes. The resolution system has a wide range of descriptive results to guide players and GMs towards interesting in-fiction outcomes. The choices you've made and the luck of the die are really reflected in the way resolutions pan out. The higher the result, the greater the impact, whereas low rolls can open you up for devastating consequences. The point of this is to reward clever setups with exponential payoffs. Rather than hit your opponent 50 times, it's much better to improve your odds, buff yourself, debilitate the opponent, and then strike while the iron is hot. Extreme outcomes are suitably rare, but always a possibility. You never know when something incredibly dramatic is about to happen. Goal 4. Fast. The core check system governs everything. You learn it once and that's 90% of the game. There are no separate roles for damage. We don't track cuts and scrapes, just meaningful harm. That means less bookkeeping. Character abilities focus on what they actually do in the fiction. They don't come loaded with unnecessary gamification or new subsystems to learn, and because of that, high-level combat is just as fast as low-level combat. Since the game was created with a fiction-first approach, common sense rulings are usually the actual rule. That also makes the rules easier to learn and remember because they just make sense. Systems are built to be intuitive. No big numbers, no fancy math. Difficulties are equal to character aptitudes, and exerting just means take 2 fatigue, add 2 to your roll. Easy. Once you're in a flow, you're good to go. Goal 5. Flexible. Because Crossguard has simple maths and universal systems, it's really easy to mod. Every success outcome gives a corresponding number called effect level. In the core system, we use this for things like determining harm, but you can interpret it however you want. You can use it for clocks or for homebrew mechanics. You don't have to use it, but it gives you structure, scaffolding. The game comes with just about every kind of skill you might want, but you can tailor that list to your preference. You can stick to the book guidelines or just do what you want. Monsters and NPCs are easy to make. You can use the guidelines or just freewheel it. Takes a few seconds. To build gear, you just pick traits, and then the system will spit out something that's roughly balanced. If the weapon you want isn't on the gear list, you can just make it with whatever traits make sense. If you want to make the game crunchier, that's easy to do. There are optional rules for location damage, optional rules for faster or slower recovery depending on how hardcore you like it, and there are campaign settings, so if you want to make powers more common for a high fantasy feel, you can do that. Right now, the core rules support your basic fantasy, sci-fi, and other typical adventuring settings, but over time I'll be putting out a lot of ready-made content, as well as new systems like for vehicles. And that, my friend, is Crossguard in a nutshell. Got your interest? Good. Now, I just covered a lot very, very fast, but in the coming weeks and months, I'm going to be talking about all the game systems in a lot more detail. Right now, Crossguard's in an early beta, but if you want to read the public rules as soon as possible, I've got a mailing list over at crossguardrpg.com. If you enter your email, I will let you know when it drops. And if you're an artist, creator, you want to join the closed beta, or you're just interested in the game, you're welcome in the Discord community. Every Sunday, I run community games, so you can try the game for yourself. In the next video, I'll be talking about Crossguard's basic resolution system. So don't forget to subscribe and sign up on crossguardrpg.com. See ya!